Crypto investors, wake up right now. They are trying to kill Bitcoin. Let's start from the very beginning with Silicon Valley Bank, the 16th largest bank, the second largest collapse since '08. What do we know? Well, the bank's management chose to sell $21 billion of bonds at a $1.8 billion loss. In large part, it appears because many of those bonds were yielding an average of only 1.79% at a time when interest rates had risen drastically and the banks was starting to look like an underperformer relative to its peers. So, once the news came out last week, a lot of people were worried. What did they do? Well, depositors initiated $42 billion in withdrawals from Silicon Valley Bank. Well, the thing is, Silicon Valley Bank did not have that money. They did not have $42 billion, and as a result, they had to be shut down. Now, as a result, Signature Bank, a crypto-friendly bank, is a New York state chartered commercial bank and is FDI insured with a total assets of $110.36 billion and a total deposits of approximately $88.59 billion as of December 31st, 2022. Well, what do we know? Well, they got in the crossfire. They got hit from the crossfire from the Silicon Valley Bank and had to be shut down. Now, the thing is, they didn't really have that problem like Silicon Valley Bank. It is very clear they're coming after crypto-friendly banks, which Signature Bank was one of them. They had a lot of crypto companies. So, a regulatory takeover of New York-based bank was intended to send a message to U.S. banks to stay away from cryptocurrency business. Look at guys, a former member of Congress who was on the bank's board says what? That's what he said. So, former U.S. Representative Barney Frank said Monday that he believes the state official behind the action were trying to make an example of Signature Bank in takeover that he said was the wrong move. Despite a wave of withdrawals, the bank's situation was under control, as I said earlier. It wasn't as big as Silicon Valley Bank. Before regulatory swooped in, he said, this was just a way to tell people, we don't want you dealing with crypto. Frank said in an interview, guys, wake up. They are trying to clearly take out Bitcoin. Because, as you guys know, the more people start waking up, realizing the true purpose of Bitcoin, and they understand how the system works, well, that means they have less power. That's what it's all about, guys. Having a lot of power. And this right here, guys, crypto is their enemy because it takes the power away from them. Now, it says right here, the bank held more than 110 in assets according to a report by AP News, but the bank got caught in crossfire of the Silicon Valley Bank freefall as depositors began to flood in and withdrew more than $10 billion in deposits, promoting the government to take over the bank as well. So yes, people did withdraw or try to withdraw $10 billion, but it wasn't as much as Silicon Valley Bank at what? $42 billion. Now, here's this, guys. Very, very simple. This is the banking system that we have. Fractional reserve banking. What is it? Well, according to Investopedia, fractional reserve banking is a system in which only a fraction of a bank deposits are required to be available for withdrawal. Banks only need to keep a specific amount of cash on hand and can create loans from the money you deposit. Do you guys understand that? Understand that. Read that multiple times. Fractional reserve works to expand the economy by freeing capital for lending. Today, most economies' financial systems use fractional reserve bankings. So, guys, basically, overall, banks only need to keep 0 to 10% in reserve. This is why we saw Silicon Valley Bank collapse, because the majority of people wanted to take out money and they didn't have that money. But as for Signature Bank, we don't have the specifics. This is why I said it was a clear attack, because everyone knew Signature Bank had a lot of ties with crypto companies. Look at this chart, guys. It's very simple. It explains the basics of fractional reserve banking cycle. This is why the US dollar is going down pretty soon, and we're going to see a collapse if we don't change immediately. Look at, very, very simple. Right here, deposit $1,000 into the bank, reserve only $100, leave it in your bank. You loan out $900. This person puts that $900 into their bank. They do the same thing over and over again, creating what? Infinite amount of money. We're just creating money out of nowhere. But with that said, guys, hit the like button and subscribe for, crypto news, daily crypto news. But with that said, peace.